What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Welcome back, folks. Episode 3, Patrick Gayle Show, Albany State basketball exclusive show for you, where you get all of the first-hand information from the man himself, Patrick Gayle, about Albany State Golden Wings basketball, which is off to a hot start. As we called it last week, we spoke to this. We said 2-0, and what happened? They are 2-0, and here's on the screen right there, Coach Patrick Gayle. Good to talk to you about 2-0, brother.
What's going on, JR? I appreciate you, man. You spoke it into existence, so you must be doing something right, man. So keep doing what you're doing, man. We need all the support and prayers we can get, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. And it's funny, Coach, I was keeping tabs on them scores throughout the weekend. I'm like, okay, Friday night got the job done, and Sunday got the job done. So yes, we started off the right way, and it's a great thing you're doing. And so let me ask you, man, for you, seeing your guys come out and play well against Mississippi College, tied at halftime and turn it on second half, how did it make you feel, man, seeing your guys step up?
Definitely proud of my guys. We got a lot of things we got to work on, but like I told them, it's much better to learn after a win, than a loss. So we got in the film room the next morning and addressed a lot of things, and then we had a great practice, great shoot around Sunday, and they were ready to go Sunday. So they responded well. And, I'd be, definitely remiss if I didn't bring up the success that the whole conference is having. Shout out to Clark Atlanta. They did a great job sweeping the Gulf South as well. Coach George is doing an excellent job with his staff. Shout out to Kentucky State. They got a big win against the conference that they were challenging. Shout out to Benedict. Coach Maddox, he does a great job, been doing it since he got to Benedict, and they went undefeated against the Sunshine State Conference. So, Lemoyne Owen got a big win against the Gulf South Conference as well. So I'm really, really proud of this IAC right now.
No doubt, you all are definitely playing well, which is crazy about the SIAC. You all have conference play coming up here real soon. It hits you fast. The SIAC. It's no really true ramp up like it is in D1. It's gonna hit you fast on the 27th.
It does. It does. Definitely.
You know, and coach, I saw where you held those guys, Mississippi College, to defensive 33% shooting. I mean, that's good. You know, that's good. Only thing I know you probably as a coach, like just let's play without foul. You know, I don't think those guys was probably a little too much for your liking, but
Yes.
shooting
Yes.
definitely great.
Yes, but that's what our calling card is defense. We a lot of guys will have issues with me in preseason and when we start practice because they really don't understand that we're a defensive team. So that's what we do. That's we're gonna make sure that we put our foot forward on the defensive end. And then, the ball is fickle, man. Sometimes it drops, sometimes it doesn't. But defense is all about effort and understanding your assignment and understanding, communication and being connected and understanding the game plan. So, I was proud of them with their effort on defense.
No doubt. And you know what? Like you said, even when you're not having the ball go down, defense and rebounding and hustling, all those loose balls, all those after timeout plays, all those special situations and the little things can matter because we know it's make or miss, but those things can really affect you when it's not going there. Get out of position, ball turnover, especially a live ball turnover. Get out there, defend the well, get easy layup. So you don't have to worry about the jump shots not falling that much. So I think when young men learn that aspect of basketball, makes it much easier for you as a coach and as a team.
That's right. And we had some great players to me, not just the Gulf South Conference Players of the Year, but even national contenders for, All Americans that showed up this past weekend. So, you're gonna play great defense and they're still gonna get there. So you have to be able to play great team defense and you gotta be able to get stops, when you need it the most. And, I was proud that our guys figured out a way to do that.
No doubt. And then just talk about Shakir Poteet, 18-3 against Mississippi College. Talk about his development, what you've seen in that young man, and how he's really helped lead you in that game, and also with Mr. Wallace going, with 15-12 as well.
Well, love both of them. They're both young. Shakur has 3 years to play. He played out of high school. He's from Orlando. Played at Bethune-Cookman, so another HBCU transfer. And Blaze Wallace, he's a freshman. And what I love about Blaze is that he's been coming to my prospect camps, for 2 years before he signed with us, and he signed early with us. And he's from Tallahassee, from a clay school, and great family. Love his mom. Great young man. Very mature, not just physically but mentally for his age. And I think we're gonna have a really bright future with those two guys. Our point guard being Shakur and Blaze being kind of our four-man. And Shakur is a player, man. And I told him, early in the preseason, man, you got a chance to be really, really good. And I think he's embracing it. Still, we clash a little bit because I'm more of a defensive guy and, got to get him to lock in a little bit more defensively. And then Blaze, he's playing a lot of minutes for us as a freshman and he's handled it well. So really proud of both those guys, really proud of their energy and their effort. And I love coaching them.
No doubt, Blaze coming in first two games, with 15-21. Like my man is getting it in. My man getting it in first two games of his career as a freshman. So, that is a bright future. You come making an impact day one on your team, whether you're freshman.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Huge.
And what I love about both of them, by the way, great students. Blaze is a really good student, not taking a traditional 12 or 15 credit load, taking a heavy load this first semester and handling it, with like a breeze. Very, very good student. Shakur as well. Shakur is a very, very good student as well. So proud of them, not just as basketball players, but as young men.
And we talked about this before, Coach Gayle, how that degree is very important. It's so important to finish with a degree, getting a young black man an education, because we all know once basketball stops, you got to have education to get you a job.
Absolutely.
You got to have a skill set beyond the ball or
Absolutely.
or the field. So the fact that he's doing that already, 18 credit hours first semester, I couldn't do that. I was not paid first semester.
I couldn't do it. I didn't do it either. It took me a little bit to graduate. I'm glad I graduated, but you know, when I look at young men that do that, man, and you know, I meet with all my freshmen 3 times a week just to make sure everything is good. And when I meet with him, man, our meeting is always the shortest because he's got everything, you know, taken care of as far as off the court, you know, very, very well mannered, head on his shoulders, but tough. Knows how to be tough on the court and is really, you know, well mannered and calm off the court. So I love Blaze. I'm so happy that we have him here. And Shakur is a young man that, you know, I love Shakur because he believes in himself. You know, he wanted to be here and we got him here. We didn't sign him early. We kind of signed him later. And he was, you know, a great, great, great addition to us.
And think about what you're doing with these young men, man. Like it's very amazing to see that they wanted to be there. And it's really important about your prospect camp. So, what can you kind of expound on that, Coach Gayle, about how important it is at prospect camp to touch these young
Sure.
men, them get these young men to see who you are, so Coach writes about what you do at RP State, so they can say, "Hey, this is a place where I feel is home to me, and I know those guys will take care of me."
You know what I'm proud about, you know, with the prospect camp that we're doing. See, a lot of parents don't, and I don't want to speak about other programs. I can only speak about mine, but a lot of parents are not aware of how important it is to get their students, to get their sons on the campus, you know, of any college. So what I love about my prospect camp is our players work the camp first and foremost. So, you know, they interact with the students or with the prospects that come in. And we've done it the last 2 years during our football homecoming. So the parents and the students have that atmosphere already. The campus is buzzing. You know, there was an alumni fish fry that my administration was so kind to invite, you know, our parents to. But what I'm proud of is that since I've been here, having this prospect camp, we have 3 current guys on the roster that have attended not just one, multiple prospect camps. But number 2, we got about 4 or 5 guys that are playing Division I basketball that have attended our leader prospect camps, and that's what I'm the most proud of. Most notably, Simeon Cottle, you know, who's playing now at Kennesaw State. He attended our elite camp and our prospect camp, you know, so I'm really, really proud. And I think we had some guys that came this year that are going to be Division I prospects because we not just have seniors, we also have juniors and, you know, a few sophomores. So, you know, we have a lot of talent. And my thing is, you can't say that you're not being recruited if you're not going to these camps that are on college campuses. It makes the most sense to go to not only the college campus that's in your community, but you're looking at a Division I prospect camp, like that's going to land you a Division I scholarship, and you don't even realize an NAIA or a D2 or even a D3 camp can land you a Division I scholarship because it's all about talent. And coaches speak, and coaches go to every division. So I really want to, you know, implore parents to get their kids on college campuses for these camps.
And Coach, you said something so profound, because I knew about Tennessee State because of going to football camp there and basketball camp there as a kid.
Yep.
That's how,
Yep.
because I remember Anthony Mason, God rest his soul, and Carlos Rogers.
Yep.
I mean, those
Yep.
that's my friend to TSU with Frankie Allen, who was the coach at the time.
Yep.
So that's how I ended up going. It was I was still foot on the campus. Same with Clark.
And you
Now,
still remember those experiences of meeting, you know, Mace and Carlos Rogers, right?
yes, I
See?
have those T-shirts still in my treasure chest downstairs where they signed for me.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what it's all about. So, you know, I always tell my guys, if you want to be a lawyer, why are you hanging around people that aren't lawyers? You know, you want to be a college basketball player, you need to be hanging around college basketball players. So, you know, that's one of the team bonding events. We get more out of it as a team than I think some of the high school prospects do, because first of all, I've got guys on the team that were there. So it brings back memories of them. Like, coach, wow, I remember when I came to your prospect camp and it was so cool. You had your players. Now I'm a player, and I tell them you got to pay it forward. You got to now teach those young kids what it takes. And the conversations when I walk around the gym that I hear is amazing, you know, because it's a young athlete talking to an older athlete. And I don't think the parents really understand that is priceless. You know, that you can't get advice from a coach more so than you can get advice from an actual college student athlete. And that's priceless.
And you know, for me, think about this, Coach Gayle. I'm a football camp and I'm with Ed Too Tall Jones, Richard Dent, Claude Humphrey, who played for Atlanta Falcons. You know, these guys are from Tennessee State. So Joe Gilliam as well, who's Terry Bradshaw's backup. That's done better than Bradshaw. You know, as a young kid, I'm gonna do these legends.
Yep.
And it struck me as a kid that I felt more at home at Tennessee State than I did at Clark or Morehouse, because I said that's not my speed. You know, it was like, so even going to the Braves baseball camp, been around Greg Maddox, and my favorite player was Fred McGriff, David Justice. So these key people poured into me at camp. So these camps are so important to meet people. And I'm almost 40 years old now, but it still stuck with me all them years ago.
As it should, as it should. I mean, it's amazing when you can, and I tell my guys, when they're not going to see these NBA players, they're not going to see these high major players, they're going to see you, and you to them, you're the example of I can get to that level. Because college basketball, I don't care what level, college basketball is awesome at every level. Winning at college basketball is awesome at every level. So I'm not a big D1, and I'm not a big, oh, he plays professional basketball. You're an athlete, period. You know, so when our guys are, you know, talking to these high school prospects that want to play college basketball, it's such a wealth, you know, of advice. And like you said, the experience that you get, just the little things of knowing, you know what, I can make it. I can get there. You know, so I think that's the biggest thing that I'm a big advocate of. You know, every camp that I work, I always tell, you know, parents, get your sons on college campuses. Don't think that you have to go to a big time camp to get your son a priceless experience.
And Coach Gill, what's funny is for me is when I talked to Coach Allen today, or Coach Esposito, who's at Kansas City now, Coach Rogers, like they're happy because they remember me as a little kid. And now look what I'm doing now. And they're so proud. And like, I helped this class. I said, you all showing me love as a kid from Atlanta, just up here for a week. It stuck with me.
And they paid it forward. I mean, that's the biggest thing, because what you're doing, the spark was when you met them, you know, and that's what it's about. And I mean, you said you're almost 40. So we're talking about 20 years later. You know, more than 20 years later. That's awesome, man. That's
about
awesome.
30 years later. I met them as like 5-6 year old.
Wow. That's amazing. And again, your parents, God bless your parents, because they did the right thing, getting you exposed to that. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, because, you know, growing up where I grew up in Atlanta, like they wanted me to experience stuff. So in the summertime, they would put me with a relative on a bus to go places to get me out of that environment so I can pursue something. And those things stuck with me. And he's like, it's very important to have parents who really care and involved and really understand, because going out, leaving Atlanta, going to these camps at 5-6 years old, meeting these people now now I'm of age now, they see what I've done. It's like, it's amazing. You should see how Coach Esposito at Kansas City, when he sees me, he's like, he was one of my campers. He's so happy to tell somebody one of his campers many years ago.
Well, I have to bring this story up. You know, God bless my mom, you know, that's in heaven right now, my father that's in heaven right now. But I remember when I was a junior in high school, and I was in high school in South Florida, and they had something called Boys State that the American Legion had sponsored. And I was I want to say a rising senior. And just so happened to be the New York Knicks. I was a big New York Knicks fan, from being from New York. If you're not a Knicks fan, you're probably a Jordan fan back when I grew up in, those times. So it was either one of the two. But, they were in the finals against the Rockets. And I'm being told I'm going to Tallahassee to go to something called Boy State. And I was pissed the whole week being there. I never knew. And I was, maybe about right before I turned 17. Well, fast forward to I'm in my maybe late 20s, and I'm seeing that Boy State is actually where most presidents have attended. So basically, it's like we're on the campus of Florida State. We're staying in the dorms. So it's basically a kind of model government that for a week you're in government. And I got nominated for that because of my high school grades. And me being, so into basketball, I didn't care about stuff like that. But my parents, they're Jamaican, so they're more into academics than anything. And they're like, I don't care if you don't want to go, you're going. And I'm so happy that they made me go to that and made me get exposed to that. So again, you talked about your parents exposing you and getting you out of your comfort zone in your environment. That's the only way you grow. And to this day, I couldn't thank my parents enough for forcing me to go to something like that.
And folks, I'm gonna say something to our Arabian coach Gayle. I share with him that my mother's Jamaican too, half Jamaican, which made him so happy. Shout out to you, Mom. I love you.
Look, I wish, hey man, that's a blessing that you can even talk to your mom, man. There's nothing worse than seeing your mom, her life slip away. So to your mom and to all moms out there, man, it's a blessing.
Hey, Coach Gayle, you got a game coming up next Monday before we next convene on the 21st against Georgia Southwestern in Americus, Georgia. I know about this too, believe it. I know about Americus, Georgia.
About Americus, what you know about Americus, JR? It's a little bit out of the zone of Atlanta, man. What you know about that, man?
I had a shawty down
that's
there.
Southwest Georgia, man. What you know about Southwest Georgia?
I know about Tifton too, brother. I've had a Tifton shawty and American shawty in my life. And Fort Valley with Hey, I know my way across South Georgia.
Hey, man, you get around, huh?
Yes. Yes, sir. But tell me about that matchup. A good matchup for you guys in Southwest Georgia, man. Hopefully you'll have a great crowd because your crowd comes up there and it'll be a good battle, hopefully, man.
Man, let me tell you something. Georgia Southwestern playing in the dome, the Storm Dome, is tough. It's a very tough environment to win. Coach Combs is again another great coach, great staff there. They do a great job, recruit a lot of Southwest Georgia kids, a lot of Georgia kids. They do an awesome job in their recruiting. They get tough kids. They get kids that compete hard. They play in a very tough league in the Peach Belt. It's going to be a great matchup. A lot of the kids that they have on their roster and the kids that I have on my roster are kind of kids that we both are kind of recruiting. So it's going to be a great matchup, and it's going to be our first road test. So, we'll have to be ready for it. And I know they'll be ready for us to come in. So it's going to be packed. It definitely is going to be packed. They love basketball there in America. So it's definitely going to be a great environment. 7 p.m. Next Monday.
And good thing you have these all days to prepare too. This is great. All these prep days you have.
Because we're definitely going to be prepared. As a matter of fact, one of my seniors came in and asked me if I started breaking down film yet. So we're definitely thinking about them from already, from the start.
And Coach, please let us know who are your two players on the HBCU All-Star Game watch list, man.
Yes. Big up to Travis Williams. He started the HBCU All-Star Game. It has just grown, from its inception. He talked to us, in SIAC, about it, and thank God for what he's doing. So I got to shout out the same senior I was just referring to, Reginald James. He's on the watch list. and Mr. Jameer Moore. He's also a grad senior. He's on the watch list. So, I'm happy for both of those guys. And I know those guys are, humble and focused, but, they definitely are excited about, having a chance to play in this HBCU All-Star game.
And we'll have Reginald Jabril on one of these future Patrick Gayle shows to discuss their career at Albany State and be on that watch list. It's a very prominent thing to be on that watch list for HBCU All-Star game during the Final Four for the big D1 games. Is always on CBS as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Reginald actually is an HBCU transfer. He came in from Coppin State. So he's not only a one, but he's a two HBCU attendees. So he loves his HBCU from Trenton, Jersey.
No doubt. Jersey guy, stand up.
Jersey guys. Coach, I'm from New York, so I always tell Jersey guys, y'all a little different. But I love my Jersey guys.
Coach, you're gonna laugh at this. I've had two fiancés, one from Montclair and one from East Orange. So, NJ Transit, baby.
Now the thing about East Orange, JR, like I say, I've coached a lot of Jersey guys. East Orange, man, a lot of times people will say they're from East Orange, but they're really from the bricks. They're really from Newark. So you sure she's from East Orange?
I'll do a better. She is right on the line. Born in Newark, but live in East Orange. Right on the line, though.
See, I told you. So
she's right on the line, living in East Orange, though.
For you, she had to keep it clean cut. I'm from East Orange, but she probably Newark. She probably from the bricks.
She was born on the bricks. Yep.
Brick City. So but listen, man, Jersey's I love Jersey. It's right next door. Tough place. Really good basketball players come from New Jersey, man. So I love recruiting New Jersey.
And folks, I got one to tell you all as well. Don't let the coach Gayle and the men's basketball team go to the Albany State Rams men's basketball fund. Put memo men's basketball. Make sure you donate to that foundation for those guys.
Memo.
Man.
Any donations, on the check, in order for us to be able to accept it and use it, it has to go. The memo has to say Men's Basketball Foundation, and we appreciate and accept any donation. Like my AD, Dr. Kelly, says, no donation is too small. There's a lot of things that get overlooked, that people don't think about when running a program, a basketball program at this level. So any donation would be appreciated. And I'm glad you brought that up, JR. I would like to conclude by saying thank you to all those that have donated to our program. Now, they don't show us who donated exactly, but I do know some people that reached out to me, and I do know that we've had some people donate with our giving campaign in our last show that we aired. So thank you to everybody, and we hope that we can prove worthy. We hope to keep this thing going, and just know that we have some great young men that work really hard on and off the court and really appreciate all donations.
100%. Well, folks, that concludes episode 3 of the Patrick Gayle Show. We'll come back next Tuesday with a special guest as well. So look forward to episode 4. Coach Gayle and I look forward to talking to his brother. So keep this week up. Keep this great week going, Coach. Practice them hard, man. Get them ready for America's on Monday. I hope you have a great report on Tuesday.
JR, man, come on now. You can't. What you gonna claim it now, man? You claimed it last time.
I got a great report. Yes, it's gonna be 3-0. I'm claiming.
There we go, JR.
3-0, yes. 3-0, yes, sir.
But again, what did it take? It took you doing what you're supposed to as well. So keep doing what you're doing as well.
Yes, hey, Coach, we got that Jamaican pride in us both, Coach. So you know that.
There you go. Hey,
I'm 25%.
You were my brother before, but now you might really be my friend.
Hey, the 25% Jamaican course through my veins. Hey, we just played that, Coach.
So, hey, make sure you give your mom a big hug and kiss, man. That's awesome, man. That we just found that out about each other. But again, if it weren't for this platform, man, we wouldn't even know that. So this has been fun. This has been great, and I can't thank you enough.
Same here, coaches. Likewise, folks, check out always say go to Rams on Twitter as well. ASU Go to Rams MB on the X and Instagram. Just get it.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcasts on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.